Hello from the multi-billion-dollar redevelopment of Hong Kong's famous Kai Tak Airport. Now, last time I was here, I actually made a video about Checkerboard Hill and how that's changed over the years, and I touched briefly on Kai Tak Airport, where the huge 747s used to land. But what I didn't show you, and I want to show you in this video today, is exactly what this whole redevelopment kind of entails. So I thought today what I'd do is walk from one end of what used to be the runway to the other, which is about 4 kilometers in that direction, and show you exactly what this Kai Tak redevelopment actually has. But before I start, if you are in Hong Kong and you want to come and visit Kai Tak as well, let me show you how I got here from Hong Kong Central earlier this morning. So we are here. We actually want to go across, see this is the little runway. We're not actually going to go to Kai Tak itself. We're going to go to this station, Sung Wong Toi. Sorry about the pronunciation, but this is actually a little bit closer to this development, which is where we want to get to. So whilst the train stations themselves can be quite humid here, especially when there's a lot of people and it's 31 degrees outside at the moment as well, the trains though are all air conditioned and are a really nice welcome break from the hot weather outside. So from leaving Hong Kong Central to arriving here at Kai Tak itself, that was about 35 minutes all up on the train. Not too bad. And here we are at Kai Tak. Starting my journey then at the very northern point off the runway, and what we're going to do is going to walk our way all the way down to the southern tip. But the nice thing about standing here at the northern point of the runway is behind me, see all these buildings. These are obviously new because this was the final approach for the aircraft coming in to runway 13. But in the distance here, let me zoom in. If you just look to the right hand side of that building, can you see that tucked away in the hill? That is the checkerboard of Checkerboard Hill. That was where aircraft would make their final turn, a visual right-hand turn, about 47 degrees they had to turn through. And then they had from there, basically, to here, to position the aircraft, get it stable for landing, get their flare right, get their aim point right, and hopefully touch down on the runway, which is, or was, off in that direction down there. The other thing I want to try and do on my runway walk today in this video for you as well is identify all the kind of nods back to the aviation history that they've kept in here or put here. And the first of which is this sculpture that's right behind me here, pretty much at the start. This is only about 200 meters from the station where we just got off the train. It's just got this couple, one of them is reaching up for a plane. I'm trying to identify what this aircraft actually is. It looks to me like they've just basically modeled it on a generic plane. A couple of wings, a couple of engines, fuselage, but it does seem to have the winglets which are kind of looping up at the side. So it looks like it could be an A350. I think it would have been nice if that was a 747, but I just think every plane should be a 747, so that's just me. Let's have a closer look. What do you think that is? Looks like an A350, doesn't it? So just to give you another idea of kind of orientation of where we are, this is kind of the threshold of the runway. So the main runway would go up here in this direction. This sports ground is just in front of us here. You can just see the building behind me. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk around here because this is the area where most of the retail outlets are being built. So there's 3 shopping malls which have been built here because what's better than 1 shopping mall? 3. So Kai Tak Mall 2 then, it's, you know, a sort of step up from number 1, a little bit bigger, couple of levels, some more food options in here as well, and a few of the slightly bigger shops. I found some more aviation nods. I'm not sure what this is, but it's a shop that's coming soon. The Commercial Press, oh, it's a bookstore. It's a bookstore, but they're going to have planes on the ceiling apparently. Nice touch, the Commercial Press. Shame it's not open. Oh wait, it is open, it's right next door to the site. All right, let's see if there are aeroplanes in the ceiling thing is true. Brilliant. My new favourite bookstore. Oh, very cool. You got crockery with cafe branding on it. Power bank, which ironically you can't actually use on most aircraft in Asia nowadays. Oh, but now this would be good. I think this is a book of some of the old vintage aviation photography over Hong Kong, and this one as well. Oh, those would be nice. I might have to come back, just notice this guy as well on the entrance. What a cool bookshop. It's burger time, for me anyway. Just bear with me whilst I inhale this burger, and I'll be back shortly. You ready? Watch as I make this burger disappear. Ready? Oh, ready. Love it. All right, onwards. So I'm just walking around the perimeter of the sports arena right now, taking advantage of the wonderful shade that it's giving me at the moment. All the way around the outside, there's this really nice green area as well. There's places to sit, there's places to get some shade. But what I wanted to do was walk all the way around the other side of the arena to kind of the southern point, because from here you get a really good perspective of the old runway where it used to be, and also the amount of redevelopment that's happened since this was basically a long 4-kilometre flat stretch of asphalt. And just behind this little gym area here is probably the point where you can see all the way down in between those residential blocks. That's basically the orientation of the runway, of runway 13. And you can see in the foreground here, there is still an awful lot of construction work that's going on at the moment. The huge residential buildings that have been put in as well. And right there in the distance, just poking its head out, that there should be the cruise line terminal. And unfortunately for me, on a stinking hot 31-degree day, that's where we got to go. Should not have gone for that run this morning. So the sports park itself, that only opened a couple of months ago, but they've already had a few big sporting events here. I think the Rugby Sevens was here at the opening weekend when this place first opened. I saw advertised on the train on the way here that Liverpool FC are going to come and play some games down here as well. And I think the idea is obviously to turn this into like an internationally renowned sports venue for things like rugby and football. Maybe the AFL could do an away day here once, you know, bring the mighty Melbourne Demons to Hong Kong. See if we can get a crowd of more than 100 people, that'd be nice. So let's leave the sports park behind us then, make our way back down to ground level because it's slightly elevated in terms of where the original runway was, and start our walk down. This will be on the western side of the runway. See how far we can get. All right, now this is cool. This looks to be a bit of a mock-up of what the old airport actually looked like, complete with runway 31, 13, goes along here. Some kind of navigational aid building, or perhaps that's supposed to be the control tower, I'm not sure, over that side. It's even got like taxiways that come off the runway as well. Oh, airplane. Oh, more planes. Here's a sign, let's have a look. Oh yeah, no it is, World Flyer. This open space named World Flyer is designed around a preserved precision approach radar building that helped pilots land safely at the Kai Tak airport in the past. There we go, so main terminal, yeah, that's the passenger terminal. Okay, this is cargo, passenger terminal. And then this would have been the approach for runway 13, the famous Kai Tak heart attack. The last kind of 20 seconds of the flight was all just down here, landing on 13 and then rolling out basically in that direction into Victoria Harbour. And that's the mock-up of the precision approach radar building. I'm guessing it's where the ILS was housed. I'm pretty sure that this area is more for the kids, but this has been my favourite part of the Kai Tak redevelopment so far. Who doesn't love a scale model of an airport where you can pretend to be a plane and come in and fly an approach, like pretending to be a 747? I'm having a good day. That's possibly going to change though, because we're just about to start the long walk now down the runway, which, if I remember from the statistics of this airport, is going to be around 3.5 kilometres, because I think that was roughly the length of the runway. So why did it close? Well, it really all came down to capacity. So this airport, when it was operating, had an annual capacity of 24 million passengers per year. In 1996, they actually had 29 million passengers coming through this airport. And already by that time, it was clear that the capacity of Kai Tak was not enough to basically provide for what Hong Kong needed. Not only from a passenger perspective, but Hong Kong is also a huge freight port as well. I think Chek Lap Kok, the new airport in Hong Kong, which is the one you fly into nowadays, is actually the biggest freight airport anywhere in the world. And so with overcapacity issues, obviously Hong Kong decided they needed to build another airport, which was Chek Lap Kok. And at the time it opened up with a couple of runways. And over the years, that's obviously grown. The third runway was put in and that was operational for about a year now as I record this. The second terminal is currently being built. That's looking like it's going to open into 2026 or 2027 to handle the amount of passengers that they're projecting to have in Hong Kong in the future, of numbers up to 100 million. 4 times of what Kai Tak was capable of putting through in a year. So that yellow building that we could see from the sports park before, that's up here right next to me now. Get a real appreciation of the scale and the height of this thing, and I don't think it's quite at its maximum height yet either. But check out the scaffolding. It's all bamboo. There's no steel poles there at all. There's some steel for the elevators, but the scaffolding itself is all bamboo poles. And so here we are now, right in the middle of the whole residential complex as well, with just surrounded by tall apartment blocks. I mean, look how many apartments must be in that one alone. I have to say though, it's very eerie, basically wandering around what looks like the CBD of a huge city, and there being very few other people here. The lack of people, the lack of shops, so there's nowhere to buy water here, so that was a mistake not getting any from the sports arena when I had the chance. Makes this place feel, yeah, a little bit spooky in some ways. So what do we got? Just a lazy kilometre still to go. Okay, just look away as well if you don't want to see anything like a bit disgusting, but just to give you some context. So sweaty. So I thought that this sort of construction, this bridge thing next to me, I thought that this might be just another road or even a railway line, but no, apparently it's something called the Sky Garden, and there is a sign saying that there are lifts up to it just down here. Oh my God, the lift is air conditioned. I'm not going to get out, I'm just going to go up and down 20 times now. Oh, well, this is nice. Look at what we have here. I've missed this whole thing because I was walking along the street. Oh man, okay, so Sky Garden that I've clearly missed out, and you can see all the way in the distance there is the sports arena. That's where we came from. But let's not look backwards. Let's look forwards. That's where we're going. I've been contemplating how much I'd be willing to pay for a bottle of water if there is a shop at the bottom of the runway here, and at the moment I'm thinking anything between 10 and 15 Australian dollars I'd be fine with. Ooh. Hydrated. This whole Kai Tak complex there, not just the runway itself, but the whole footprint of the area, including all the residential area and the retail that we saw earlier on at the top, it covers an area of around 3.2 square kilometers. And the residential buildings behind me, when they're all complete and when this place is fully at capacity, they're expecting 86,000 people to be living here, just in this little footprint of Kai Tak. Now, I read this on the internet, so obviously it's true. That means that this part of Hong Kong, when it's fully at capacity, is going to be the most densely populated area anywhere on the planet. And I think so much of that is to do with the fact that this is such a good location. If you did want to live somewhere centrally in Hong Kong, but still have access to public space, park areas, places for the kids to play, big shopping centres, connections into the city as well, but then also you're surrounded by water. So even though it's going to be pretty densely populated, it will hopefully also feel quite tranquil because you're not right in the middle of the city, even though you're only really a stone's throw from the middle of the city. Oh, we've come a long way. And the fun thing is we've got to go all the way back when I finish making this video too. Well, that's my problem, right? And here we are. Not at the end of the runway, but we're getting there. I guess we go in this strange door in here. Oh no, okay. So 22nd of February, so it's not open, not open anymore. Okay, that's okay. So can I walk any further, or is this the end?
Okay,
I go upstairs, yeah? Yeah, so to the roof?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. I thought we were foiled, but apparently the very kind lady said we can go on the roof and maybe finish the end of the walk up there. Not the first floor though. So yeah, up to here. That's where we want to get to. Up on the roof, I noticed next to the cruise terminal there are these, like, it looks like accommodation. It looks temporary-ish, but it looks like it's been here for a while as well. So I just wonder if that's accommodation set up for the workers here who are actually building the development, or whether that's going to be Like, I don't think it's hotel accommodation. It's definitely not apartment accommodation. I don't know about you, but I'm getting excited to get to the end of the runway. An old jet stream, I believe that one. Bravo Hotel Romeo Sierra, the old government flying services. Oh, wait, ignore the plane. Look what I can see. Guys, you're not going to believe it, but I think we've made it to the end of the runway, despite barriers, ladies who told us that the park was closed, but then told us of another sneaky way to get around it. Despite all of that, I'm very pleased to say that if you want to walk to the end of the old runway 13 here at Kaita, oh no, damn it, we're not quite at the end. Well, you can kind of almost get there, but I can't get down there, which is where I wanted to be. It's very cool. There's a 1-3 threshold marking there. It's actually not correct. This would have been 3-1 going the other way, but you know, I'm just being a picky pilot. And a helipad. Maybe that's how I can get home. I still to this day love watching the old flying videos of 747s coming in, doing the Kai-Tak heart attack approach and landing here on runway 13, and knowing that I'm standing here right on the end of what would have been that very famous runway. Like, to me, as an aviation enthusiast, is really cool. There's a lot going on here. There's obviously a lot still to finish, but already it's pretty impressive what they've done with this space. And I think most importantly, they haven't just let this really iconic and important part of Hong Kong and aviation's history go to waste. It's nice to see that they've actually done something really positive with it. And just so you know, my hotel, which is somewhere over here, is now another 4-kilometre walk and 3 train rides away, as we all know. It doesn't matter. I've had a great day coming down and exploring. From Hong Kong, thanks as always for watching. Do click on subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Click like if you like this. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Check out this next video right here. I think you'll really like this one. Thanks for watching.